I feel like we're kind of slowly turning into like the AI podcast, but there's always an interesting story about AI, ain't there? So, scroll over to that first part of this post. Sluta the schedule.
We not at it.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Start from the beginning. So,
Why is it backwards?
because they think you already consumed the first part, and this is like the latest part in the story. I'm already reading the comments. Send a virus to the motherboard. Stupid. Anyway, so if you are behind, so yes, we are in 2026 at this point. At the time of this, it was in 2025. And we are in a day and age where you're not only competing with your fellow peers, your fellow brothers and sisters, you're also competing with the AI down the street. Yes. So even in the music industry, so if you're not aware, there's actually an AI R&B artist out there. What's their name? Uh, Xena, Zacia, Zamazenta.
Xenia,
I'm just naming,
Xenia,
I'm just naming Pokemon at this point. Zenaya, that's the one. Zenaya, what's the last? Zenaya Monet. Yes,
Monet.
Monet. Yes, thank you. And not only are they a decent artist because whether you want to admit it or not, whether we like to acknowledge it or not, at the end of the day, AI is an amalgamation of data and things that human create. So at the end of the day, what's stopping an AI from creating something that you actually enjoy? But this AI in particular is even potentially in the works to potentially receive awards. So, in light of that, Jermaine Dupri, salute to the legend Jermaine Dupri, put out a post that said, so let me get this right. Years ago, the industry found out that Milli Vanilli weren't really the voices on their Grammy winning record and they were stripped of their Grammy. A little history for those who weren't aware. But now we're getting ready to accept people who can't even sing, creating songs for a fake person. How is this any different than Milli Vanilli? So you may or may not be familiar with the history of Millie family, their whole controversy. But effectively, he kind of raising a point of like, if they were once upon a time stripped of their award and not allowed to get an award, they kind of set the precedence of you're not allowed to get the award unless you're the actual creator of the art that you're putting out. Then why do we accept, or why are we potentially moving to a world in which we accept the fact that a AI artist could accept a reward since it's no actually person creating that. If we move along, we actually saw Kelani speak on this as well. Scroll to the left. Oh, the whole thing. So basically, it said, Klein said, I generally sad for the people who are trying to come up in the, what did I say? Space of being taken up by a computer program. Two people saying, damn, I didn't care. She's so relatable. I can't read that. Do me a bit. I'm gonna be struggling for a freaking Kalani post. Thank you. It's not taking all the data collecting from us and what we want. It's tailoring it to us, even down to the voice. Well, the creator is a poet who can't sing but wanted to make their idea come to life. Maybe she should write a poetry book. Okay, so it seemed like the creator of this was a poet, I believe. I love to support a good poet. I cannot paint, so I'm not going to create an AI painting and sell them. I think a lot of people get on the points of what she's bringing up. Taking up space from up and coming painters. This is antithesis of art. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. The whole it doesn't mean you should conversation. Art is not a money grab. Hey, this is what we're talking about. the, would you guys feel dirty if you made an AI program that was an artist and made you money? Um, Art is not a money grab. Music means something significant to culture, to humanity, to people. Me personally, I'm going to value it that way for the rest of my life. So, lower hater, I think these are actually some credible points of like the distinction of art and like now that we are in a world where we can more easily like create something to create that thing, like that. that really shouldn't coexist with the concept of like what art should mean. So we saw, and there's many others that spoke out against this AI artist, but these are just some of the most notable examples. So, what do y'all think was the next sequence of events that happened in our in the universe that we, for some reason, have been slotted in? If you guess that the AI artist responded to Kelani and Jermaine Dupri, you are right. Ding ding ding. Scroll over. Um, so yeah, they made a not necessarily diss record because they're R&B artists, and also this is definitely gonna get like copyrighted. And so much I almost wanted to like just let the play the complex version of it where they just read the lyrics. But hey, man, we're still small and up and coming. So for the people that are here, you get the extra treat. For the people that are not here, we'll obviously leave this post in the description below so you can go listen to it on your own accord. But let's hear what y'all think of this AI. This is not a person, but they're responding. Person's response record. Go ahead, play it. You never like. Sorry.
This is so fucking stupid and retarded. I cannot believe this is the life we're living in. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
every day I definitely see something that I question. How do we end up with this particular universe? And to that comment, they even kind of dissecting the lyrics of an AI. What do you mean you didn't ask for this? Maybe you didn't ask for it, but your creator definitely did.
Maybe they'll get into this, but I'm curious. Is the creator writing these lyrics or is the AI fully generating the lyrics along with the vocals?
That actually is a decent question. I suppose if they are, what situation would make you feel better about it?
It's equally as stupid to me. I think uh I honestly I think it might be equally as bad because if it's the person writing it, I mean they have to put this stupid shit from pen to paper and then plug it into the AI. But I think that actually might be worse because they have to write this from the perspective of the AI, and yeah, is like, the AI it's also stupid, but it's like I don't know if you say you can't fault it, but it's just it's getting a prompt to like respond to this diss record against you or respond to this against you these claims against you with a diss record. But yeah, it's these
Dang.
comments are
For
the
one,
nights
this.
you cried.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the crazy. Oh my god, it's like if you really digged into these lyrics, like this is some like sci-fi horror shit. That's like we were talking about at the beginning of the before we started. Ace, you want to personify this thing?
wait,
Um,
yeah, wait. Why did the AI say you could have called me? Like you could have called the AI creator?
um,
Are we treating the creator as like the architect of the
if
success of this?
for
Why?
one, we are incredibly behind. This AI artist has like 3 albums. did anyone know that? A little bit. This is just off the wiki, so I'm not doing the whole deep dive right now. But it says Xania, or however you say it, Monet is an artificial intelligence music project generated by Talisha Nikki Jones. They have a song. How was I supposed to know? Was the first AI song to enter a Billboard radio airplay chart, entering the adult R&B airplay at number 30. It also charted on the hot R&B song at 20, while Jones' song "Let It Go, Let Go, Let God" peaked at number 3 on the hot gospel songs. Okay, so they're like poet slash gospel artists. Jones from Mississippi writes the lyrics for Monet herself and uses Sano to generate the music. So that answers the question. Following a bidding war, Monet signed even like the logistics of this. Why don't they just sign the real artist? I don't know. Monet signed to Hollywood Media for $3 million. The singer songwriter
Three
Kelani criticized the
million
deal
dollars.
and saying that she felt Jones was doing none of the work.
This is
Um,
so stupid.
yeah, to Kalani's point, I don't know why if they this. I mean, these lyrics are moderately decent for what they're trying to do. They could have just. Why don't they just get a real R&B artist to sing them? I guess it's hard to come up as a writer though. Anyway, I think the last slide just Jermaine Dupri laughing at this whole response.
Funny how you went to the media first, talking about.
Playing. Yeah, I think he just left, and then I think Kelani responded as well. Scroll down. Oh, Kelani just said, "Man, get the hell out." So that's the timeline sequence of events that happened thus far. But I guess what do y'all make of this? Is this like business as usual to y'all at this point, and y'all are accepting of AI artists potentially winning awards? Or are y'all looking at like this as some sci-fi and horror nightmare dystopian future we're bumping into? What do you think, Ghost? Seems like you're already not too happy about this.
Even trying to formulate some type of coherent thoughts about this just makes me feel disgusted with myself and this world. I don't think I have anything productive at all to say besides this is fucking stupid. Like, to attempt to give some type of reasonable response, like, bro, I'm almost so tired of this that I kind of want to circle back and just be a hater and say that if you can't surpass the AI in the charts, that it's a skill issue, which I know is not productive. But and I guess okay, if we're looking at someone to judge here, it wouldn't be the AI. Obviously, it would be the creator. I can't fault the creator for doing this because it's like there's some mild level of work that goes into it in writing. I don't want to say mild. Relative to what it could be, it's less work, but there's still effort being put in, lyrics being written,
Yeah,
and
being a singer song or
generating
sorry,
it
being a songwriter
through.
is incredibly that's a talent.
Yeah, I'm not trying to discredit the songwriting, but just as far as like the logistics of creating quote unquote the artist and having it actually chart. I still can't believe the companies are stupid enough to go into a bidding war for this shit for 3 million. But besides the point, honestly, from the songwriter's perspective, I think she didn't do anything wrong. Because she's getting a bag in a way that is so much
They didn't do
less
anything
difficult than the
wrong.
alternative. And I will say that people talk about the music industry and doing shady stuff to get where you need to go to sign a record label deal. And it seems like she got to skip out on all the negative parts of that. So good for her. But I mean, I kind of look at this as just someone seizing an opportunity and taking advantage of this society and the programs of software that are outlined for her. Like I'm not really placing too much fault on the creator. As far as I can't believe that I kind of want to listen to some of these songs because I can't believe that they're actually like good. To be honest, just for this little snip, it seemed like the most basic and derivative R&B type
Oh,
stuff ever.
they got three
But
albums to
as
go
far as
listen to.
like, yeah, like I might just for curiosity's sake, I want to see what it sounds like. But
But you're saying they didn't, the original artist didn't do anything wrong? Maybe it was a good thing we talked about that first topic because one doesn't that kind of align with like the concept of doing something honest and clean opposed to not? And also,
well,
you don't agree with any of Kalani's points?
well, as far as morally wrong, certainly not. I'm when I say wrong, I mean like, is it just like a bad thing to do,
What is
or
bad?
yeah, I know it's kind of nebulous to define it, but just like, is it shady? I guess is it underhanded?
This isn't
And
shady.
honestly, no. I say no because like I don't. It's hard. I don't want to
Before we
say
move
I
on,
co-sign
do you agree with that
this.
sentiment? I need to know what the base level is. Would you describe this as clean ace or is this like you're just shady? What side of the spectrum are you on?
Are you talking about the AI artist itself or the response in particular?
I'm talking about the original songwriter behind the AI artist.
Be honest, I mean, I don't think people are gonna like my takes, but I don't.
This is
I'm
closer to
not.
you. This is closer to you too.
I'm not too mad about it. Be honest, not any more than I am with the music industry as a whole.
like Quest, I wouldn't be mad at anyone saying that it is shady, but just looking at it, who is this harming? I think through this entire process.
Literal real artists. Did we not read Kalani's response
Okay,
or did
okay.
we?
So when we say a literal real artist, I mean we can. I know Kalani had her take on it, but looking at it objectively, if the real artist created work that's better than the AI, then in theory people would listen to it more. And I do understand that in the music is not always merit based by any stretch. So there are some artists that create better music that just aren't as
Why are
successful
we
as
even in a
others.
world where we're competing with AI?
But you're competing with other people. Just you're competing with millions of other people
Yes, one
that
of
make
those
music.
things is like kind of a fair, realistic perception, reality of the world, and one is like a sci-fi horror.
When you say what's fair, what's fair? What defines fair? Because when I think of
The
like,
same
there's been,
species versus the same species.
come on. Okay, then in that case, then it's unfair that some creators, some producers can use better technology, have better access to studios than others. If we want to go that route. But going back into like the whole competition aspect of this,
Okay, well,
like
there's obviously like different realms of fairness. Like,
why you're saying fair, but I just it's a very
and
just
I'm also just
kind of
using it generally liberally. I'm just talking about my whole thing is y'all are. I'm kind of stuck on like y'all are saying this is like clean kosher. I'm just saying it's obviously kind of twisted. Maybe I'm not saying it's full on like evil or shouldn't exist, but it's definitely shady.
so question for you. You have just thrown a example here. I'm trying to think of like an actual real. Oh, okay. I think I have a real life example, which to be fair, I don't know the full in depth details on, but Destiny's Child. There have been allegations and stories that Beyonce screwed over the other members of Destiny's Child to become big. I don't know how true they are. I don't know the full
Look at the
details.
examples we're using.
Well, I mean, if you could think of a better example, then feel free to provide one. But just off the top of my head, that's one that came up, and I don't know the validity. I don't know if this is true or not. But there is objectively there are stories of people screwing over band members, screwing over other artists in order for them to succeed and get to the top. Would you agree with that statement?
What is the point? What are we trying to ask here?
I'm getting to my point. I'm just saying if you agree with what I'm saying, then you can flip it and say the AI, the artist, the songwriter using the AI to get big didn't have to do any of that. Didn't have to actively screw over anyone. She just used
So
the
this is more
program to
kosher
generate
because they avoid the hassles or potential qualms of dealing with other artists.
other artists in a capacity that you're not going to be screwing them over. Yes.
I'm trying to be like charitable as possible. What does it have to do with the price of rights of anything?
Because you're going on because
what
you're
does the
talking about
dynamics of a
if
group
this is
have to do with artists having to deal with competing with AI
because we're
and
comparing.
charts and awards show accepting this.
So
By the way, because the
so
other thing you're talking about, I'm not talking about the stats. If people truly like the product that the AI puts out more, then you can listen to it. But should it be able to be qualified for awards or like maybe even radio play or recognition like that? That's a question. That's
well
like where do we as humanity like put the clamps on and be like, okay, well, you can make this, but it doesn't mean it should win something
okay, well, I think that's a bit different
unless it's an
than
AI award show.
if you're talking about the awards shows and stuff specifically. I guess that's a bit different because that's not what I'm
That's what we're all
my
talking
overall
about. That's
concept.
what Kalani and Jermaine are talking about.
Well, no, because we were talking about that, but we're also talking about is it fair in and of itself, like we're talking about this from the songwriter's perspective. So was it fair for her to use AI?
I'm talking about from a competing against it.
All right. Well, I think that's a different conversation. If we're talking about that, is it fair from a competitive standpoint? I think that is where you can argue no, because it's not a one-to-one equivalent, but it's like you could say a chess program, an AI chess program that can win every match is matched up against normal humans, and when the AI program wins, you reward it. I think that's different. In that, from what I'm talking about, in that is more that has more grounds for being quote unquote not fair, because
that's all I was saying.
Yeah, but I think the overall there's more to this conversation than just because let's say this was never nominated for a Grammy, whatever, but it's still getting airplay and still getting radio time, and people listen to it, and she still signs this record deal. I think there's artists.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the record deal is. I think some people can make the case that's not fair. Honestly, that's up to that's an independent business doing whatever independent business wants to do. Obviously, that deal could have gone to an actual person, but I don't particularly care about that. Getting radio play, I think that's when we have to start looking into what's acceptable, because now you're just taking away, why are we taking away airtime from a person to put a machine? That doesn't make any.
Well, I mean, you could make the same argument for the record deal. Why are we taking away $3 million that could go to an actual person instead of the AI? Well, it is going to an actual person.
That's and obviously, I guess radio stations are quote unquote independent themselves. But if you as a independent person of a business owner that has that liquid to provide to somebody, if you want to, I don't want to take away people's rights and abilities. If you want to buy an AI model or an AI program, I'm not saying you as an individual shouldn't do that. Something that is impacting the public, or again, when we start talking about the realm of competition, that's when I think. And again, if I'm totally wrong, you guys can let me know. But when we're talking about things that kind of impact public, things that we're talking about the realm of competitive or competition rather, things that should be obviously assigned to the hardest human artist that's working or deserving of it. I think that's where this conversation comes into it not being kosher, clean, fair, things like that.
Well, okay, so I think you're kind of approaching it from the fact is this kind of reduce it down? Is this cheating? Are you cheating to win this award? Kind of. So I think that is a valid point that it is in a way cheating. The awards thing, I think there's some validity to saying that's not kosher. That's kind of dirty, using the AI to win awards. But at the end of the day, for me, the importance really does not come from the awards, because Grammys or whatever. I don't care about Grammys. I think it's really about, at the end of the day, are you getting more popularity because of the Grammys? Are you getting more money because of the Grammys? I think that's what it really boils down to.
I'm pretty sure there is typically correlation between the winners of Grammys and an increase of their work.
That's fine, but it's not a definitive you win a Grammy, you get $10 million more dollars. It's not there's a cash prize.
What would be the threshold to make it acceptable for you? What do you mean? What if it's $1 million?
Well, I don't think there's any threshold that would make it acceptable for me when we're talking about a competition, just a one-to-one competition. The winner of this competition gets $1 million. Yes, using the AI is unfair in that case because it's kind of cheating. But we don't live in a purely competitive, it's an open market. It's not a set number of contestants that you're competing against. When you're in the music industry, you're trying to you're trying to get plays, you're trying to get notoriety, but there's not a cap on how much music, how much minutes someone can listen to an artist. It's almost unlimited. You can listen to the AI artist, and you can also listen to another artist equally as much. So I think it's not the same as a Grammy where you're competing for one definitive thing. It's when you're talking about just the music listening in general. That's the part that I think is not implicitly unfair. When we're talking about the Grammys and stuff, yes, that part's unfair. But it's you can you can
Again, it
apply
sounds
this
like it sounds, and it
to
sounds like
like
we agree. I don't think
two
anyone's
rival.
saying you shouldn't be able to put it out or consume it.
You can say that, but okay, let's apply this to a completely different use case outside of music. You have two companies that are manufacturing, I don't know, they're manufacturing cars. One of the companies manufacturing the cars uses AI and robotic labor and does it a lot more faster and efficiently. The other company uses all human labor. One company, the one that uses the AI, produces 1,000 vehicles a month. Other company using human labor produces 100 vehicles a month.
Okay, we get the
Is
example.
it
We can get to this a little bit more concise.
so? Is it unfair for the company? Should the company that's using the AI labor be ostracized and no one buys their cars because they're not using human labor?
Again, nobody. I don't. I'm not even talking about my. You. I already said my stance. I don't think anybody is against the use of AI and somebody being able to produce with it and or consume it. Nobody. No. Nobody's saying like again. If you people want to listen to AI, or just go ahead. We're strictly talking about in a competition space, and obviously the example you bring up is not necessarily one to one because we are trying to hone in on art and the values that should be embedded in art. A lot of what Kelani said, specifically talking about art. To be honest, I'm not, I thought we were all on
Well,
board. I thought we were all on board about what you were saying because they brought even a great example of like they can't paint, like but and we don't want to live in a world where people that can't paint go on the AI paint simulator or program, create a painting, and then go put that in museums or go win art shows. That's not the world I think we want to live in, unless y'all say differently. I'm just that's what I was trying to get y'all take on.
I don't know. You can say that, but again, there's pushback. If I'm not saying this has happened, but if an AI artist is making music that is objective or to some person,
Look what we're saying. Objective.
to okay, the AI artist is making music that a person likes to listen to. The AI artist is their favorite artist. It's providing value in the form of art to that person, that specific person, and it's they love listening to it. Is that wrong?
No.
Well, then I think that's why there's an argument for using the
What?
AI as a tool.
No, it's not. Nobody has an argument. No one has a problem with that. What do you want about?
I don't get
Sorry,
it. Wait,
I
what do
should
you
talk.
mean you say you don't
Sorry,
have a problem with it?
I should probably turn down my. Sorry, the tone is a little crazy.
I'm just confused because you're. I feel like you were given the example about the artists and the museum and stuff. You think that it shouldn't be. You think that the AI art for stuff shouldn't be put in museums for
I
display
guess one more time
because
before I say it. Do you understand what I'm putting down, Ace, or am I really not being as clear as I could be?
Um, I mean, I think I'm kind of following both sides of this conversation, and I don't know. It does seem to be a little bit circular. I don't really know how you guys are missing each other per
I'm
se.
not missing anything. What do you want about?
what do you
Would
quest?
I
What,
would
no,
I
there's a
would I would
disconnect
I
here in some
let me
respect. Like I
how
don't.
about how about I just throw my wrench in and maybe it'll provide a way out of this circular conversation here. I think what's happening is because we're dealing with art in particular, there's the question of what should art be about? Should art be, people making it because they have the joy of making it, or should there be like a financial incentive to making art? And if the financial incentive is the reason, like the main motivator for said art, should it be rewarded? Before AI, we had, I mean, we can look at countless examples of people or artists who just make just make um just make music or just make art for the purpose of making money. Like that's their whole goal. They're trying to get money. And I think that's the reason why I have so much, or have always had so much of a problem with like the music industry as a whole and the people who get rewarded for it, and like the Grammys, as you know, any type of award system where you know it's they're rewarding, or they're the whole reason behind it is not necessarily the art, the rewarding the art over the financial benefit and the financial gain that can be had from throwing support behind the artists um who are like quote unquote the most popular or whatever. So when we introduce AI into the equation, it's almost like it's taking the financial goal to the extreme of like the person making the AI art, they just want the money and they're using the art as a business. Um so I can get mad and be like, well, the Grammy shouldn't be giving this person who's making AI art an award, but they've they've always done that. It's just now we're seeing it. We're seeing the extreme example. Me personally, I'm not gonna judge AI art the same way I judge art made by a human. I'm going to elevate or kind of not even consider it in the same light. Um, but I can't, like you're saying, Quest, people are going to consume it and like it, and we're not gonna blame them for being the consumers. And then these award shows who really we know their goal is to make money, they're going to get behind whatever is going to make them money. So uh, there's like I don't think you can I don't think you can I don't think there is uh necessarily a separation between like the way things have been in terms of using art as a means to just make money versus now where we see AI doing the same thing, being used to do the same thing.
Um, yeah, I actually do see what you're saying. I think that the way you kind of break it down makes sense. Where like AI art is like just the highest level of um, making art with the desire to receive something back. Although a lot of AI artists would say they're not necessarily doing it for financial incentive, but I think even this artist, this poet slash gospel singer, said they went in. But regardless, um, yeah, that makes sense. I kind of just feels like it just kind of boils down to that. Like, even if you think like award organizations, Grammys, however, whichever's, um, like they can be ran on like not the true artistic like value. Like they can sometimes operate on, oh, what's the record that's being heard the most or the most popular, or the record that was produced with the highest level of the highest latest greatest beat machine, the whatever 9,000. I think at the end of the day, I think maybe just as come down to, because we're working with art, there should be humanity in it. And if we start to take, if we truly to take off that latch and say, okay, well, now you don't even have to be a human to be a part of this. Uh, I mean, it's one of those things like there should be like restrictions on. I know people don't like that word, but these are one of the things we should be restricting so we can we can maintain some semblance of humanity or culture or whatever
Yeah,
is a respective element where they're talking about with regards to that category.
yeah, but the question becomes who enforces it, and why, like what incentive is there for them to enforce it? You don't have a you don't have a morally upstanding society where, like, I mean, like goes with just explaining it, like how society is
It should
set
be the
up based on the
organizations.
capitalistic system. Which organ? Oh, you talking about like the awards
The
organizations?
award shows, the charts, the radio
Why would they do
stations.
that?
The why again, it's a sucky answer, but it really just boils down to if we really take off the restrictions and let we you let all hell loose, break loose. you you
No, if you take off the restrictions,
we
they
lose.
make more money. I think that's all they care about.
Well, some of it, it's not really financially incentive. beneficial for like for the chart organizations or the Grammys to let AI artists in. I don't think that's a factor.
That's a good point. I don't know how the Grammys makes money per se,
Or any
but I
award
do.
or any award show. Again, like thinking about the Kelani example, what benefit does it help that award show for an AI artist to put their art in it? It
Yeah, I
just
don't. I don't.
it just makes people mad and like again takes away the humanity of it. When we're talking about art.
I would imagine what they care about probably the most is maybe their viewership, and they're not going to get viewers if they like if AI artists or whatever become more popular, their viewership is going to die down if they don't acquiesce to their audience and what their audience wants to be, or like what they're listening to or wants to be promoted.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose. Yes, I suppose that is one thing. If we truly live in a world where AI artists are the hottest thing, and they're not acknowledging them, then that in that world they would lose viewership. Um, yeah, and then that's where you really do have to make that hard decision of like, okay, are we doing this because of we really value art and humanity and culture, or is it really about the numbers?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think it's always been about the numbers. I mean, maybe not
I
always,
feel
because
like
maybe that's
if you,
productive, but
I mean, if you really don't have a trust for it, and obviously there is no reason to inherently trust it, that's whatever. But some of the board members are like of some of these like Ninth Wonder is literally a part of like the Grammy committee, and he constantly is going to bat for like the fact that like while there is like there's a lot of holes in the organization, like he's one of the folks that's he's looking at it with like okay, like what was the best artistic piece of like work, like it's not all bad. I think our negative perception of some of these um, organizations could kind of skew how we kind of think about how they should operate.
fair enough.
Um, so what's the moral of the story? You sound like I thought this was gonna be like a we're all just not rocking with it, but so it's more story. Y'all completely rocking with the fact that an AI artist we're gonna come out here one day say uh X2599AB won a Grammy. Y'all fine with that?
I mean, me personally, no.
I don't care about if the AI artist wins a Grammy. Honestly, I really don't. I just care about the music that's actually being put out.
Yeah, sounds good. You have that nonchalant attitude, right? But
Bro,
that stuff
you
leads to
when have I
doomerism.
ever cared about who wins a Grammy? Like,
It's not so much about the Grammys; it's the implication of that universe that you just described.
we're literally living in the universe now. We're literally living
Yeah,
in it, and
Not
it doesn't
that's
matter to me.
not well. It hasn't happened yet, and it potentially won't. It's like not fully. No, we're not.
If it hap-
the
Also, we're not.
if four AI artists win Grammys next year, I wouldn't be surprised. I also wouldn't care.
Okay, well, one that's not this universe. One, yeah, and
Oh,
two.
oh, all right, okay.
I'm just saying, if you're fully fine with the doomerism outlook, that's fine.
It's
I
not
don't think
even
there's I don't
doomerism. It's
yeah,
not doomerism because I don't. If the awards don't matter to me, like, why
What
is
did I
it
just say?
doomer
It's
to
not
say?
about the Grammys. It's about all the implications that come along with that reality. I'm talking far past it with Grammys.
But I'm
I guess a
saying
good
the
question is
implications of
what
that
are the
reality are
implications?
here.
Like, yeah, what
Yeah,
are
I know.
the
Please spell them out
negative
explicitly.
implications?
That like super. It's almost along the line with like. And to be honest, that's why I'm not wholesale mad about it because like if you want to, then it's fine. It's like the same concept of like how like one day everything is going to be usurped by like a machine doing it. Like in theory, we could dial some things back and ensure and put boundaries on. So okay, we're all gonna have a human in place to do this job. But if we're just like I don't really care if who takes my order and gives me my food. If I don't really care who is driving the vehicles. I don't really care who's performing surgery as long as it's good. Like it just goes down that realm of like, okay, so why like okay, let's just have that dysto. I mean, depending on how you look at it, utopia or dystopia, where we have machines doing everything and we're just living in this
I
world.
don't think that's gonna happen with art.
I get your point, Quest.
You don't think we're
and
gonna
honestly, I mean, you
because
say
again,
I don't think art ever goes away because of AI. People are not going to stop making art because of AI.
maybe
I
it's
can say that
maybe
definitively.
unwrapped because like we.
I think I can say that definitively. It's
Okay.
probably the one industry where that's not going to change. And by maybe the the most popular things become
It'll
AI.
just
Maybe
be.
the industry.
By the way, no one's
Maybe
saying
the industry
people,
gets taken over, but you're never going
yeah.
to
By the
get
way,
rid
no
of
one's saying it.
people.
We won't have
People in
humans
their
making art,
people in
but
their room.
we're just saying it'll be the only thing you hear on the radio. It'll be the only thing they put on playlists. It'll be the only thing that wins awards. Like
That's
at this
all
point,
that happens now. The
But,
most popular thing, if you turn on the radio, you're not going to hear the bands that we listen to. Like, I mean,
yeah,
for the
like
most
I don't
part.
listen to the
who
radio
is
anyways.
we?
I don't listen to fucking. I don't care
And
about
again,
the Grammys anyways. I listen
and
to these
again-
curated playlists
Exactly.
anyways. So why does it
That's
make a
what I'm
difference?
first of all,
That's why for me, I'm never going to get
didn't
mad
Kendrick
about
just win a Grammy?
how-
Like, why are we so
Who
like?
cares? I don't care if
Listen,
Kendrick won a
what he
Grammy.
won the
It's-
Grammy
I
off was
literally don't
trash
care.
anyway. So
All right, it's one of those things where like I'm truly working with people like that just truly. It's crazy. Like you're saying the doomerism take, but at the same time you're saying like it's no won't happen. Like it's I don't know. I feel when the first time I'm kind of a bit thrown off.
All I'm saying is that if it happens, I won't care because it won't affect how I perceive.
Yes, I
and listen
heard
to
you
the
loud and clear. I'm saying that take is dangerous, but if you don't care, then what it's kind of pointless. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I look forward to 2029 where you're not listening to us, you're listening to AI Ace, AI Ghost, and AI QuestLando. The takes
music.
would just
Listen
be
to podcasts anyways.
the takes would be. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep it chill because I feel like you're kind of trying to push it, so I'm trying to make me kind of turn up a bit, which is good content, but I'm gonna keep it chill. Salute to Kelani, salute to Jermaine Dupri. Somebody has to fight the good fight and call out the BS.
Say my name with respect. I don't even know this is the name of the fucking track, bro.
Yeah, why
Were we struggling to figure out how to say it?
Struggling to
God,
say what?
this is so stupid.
the name of the AI.